I have auditory schizophrenia. No, don't be alarmed. It's not contagious. As a matter of fact, I'm going to demonstrate my auditory schizophrenia via card trick with the jellyfish playing cards from penguinmagic.com. Thank you, Penguin Magic, for sending out these bad boys. I'm going to be doing today's demonstration of auditory schizophrenia with these jellyfish playing cards. Just look at the border and how the jellyfish happens to just cascade right over that white border. Oh boy, I can't think of a better deck of playing cards to illustrate auditory schizophrenia with than the jellyfish playing cards from penguinmagic.com. Whoa. I also suffer from a disease known as Tourette's aces, where I can't help but produce the aces no matter what deck of playing cards is present because of the Tourette's aces. However, luckily for you guys, the 4 aces are actually going to help us demonstrate my auditory schizophrenia. So for this, let's say I had 3 participants select these 3 cards. Now, obviously, this is a fake demonstration because I would never be anywhere near 3 people in any social situation because of the scent. But let's say the participants pick the 5 of hearts, the 4 of spades, and the 7 of hearts, like this. These cards would then subsequently be lost in the middle of the deck, never to be seen ever again by human eyes, as fair could be, just to add to the magic tropes here, my friends. And these cards are then subsequently shuffled into the middle of the deck, just like this. Boy, I can't think of a more fair demonstration of losing cards in a deck than that. Luckily for me, I don't have to do a thing. I just have to rely on my auditory schizophrenia in the form of the aces. You see where this is going now, right, my friends? The aces tell me everything I need to know because remember, I wouldn't know the name of the cards if this was real participants, correct? So the aces are going to tell me the cards. Watch, this first one right here, the ace of diamonds. You see the ace of diamonds tells me that your card is the 5 of hearts. One of you guys picked the 5 of hearts, correct? And of course, the participant is going to say yes. The next one, the ace of hearts, tells me that one of you guys picked the 4 of spades. And of course, I would be correct at this point in my assessment. And lastly, the ace of clubs would tell me that, well, one of you picked the 7 of hearts. Of course, I would know this without knowing the identity of any one of those cards. But I know what you're saying. What does the ace of spades say? What does the auditory schizophrenia represented by the ace of spades tell you about the playing cards that I would otherwise not have any knowledge of because of the fair selection process? Well, the ace of spades tells me that you actually have visual schizophrenia in that you hallucinated those playing cards ever being in the deck. Ignore this one. That's just an included double backer by the Penguin Magic playing cards. So you see that there's none of your cards in the deck. You hallucinated all of them. There's not really any card here of which you guys picked because the entire time they were here between the aces. That's right. The 7 of hearts, the 4 of spades, and the 5 of hearts. Maybe you should go to my doctor because of your visual schizophrenia. That was definitely a good one, don't you say? I think that was a fun card trick. Maybe if I were you, I'd check out the Pigcakee Magic Academy, where $5 a month gets you 2 videos every single week going over card and coin stuff. And guess what? You get access to all the videos immediately after dropping them hot dollaroonies. And it's only $5 a month, and I upload at least 4 times a week there. So you should check it out and support the channel and support yourself. Support your magic health. So this is a variation of the classic collector's card trick. Now, typically when it comes to these tricks, they're terrible, they're trash, because they don't have a pattern. They don't have a reason for existing. Whereas this one, my friends, has a definite reason in existing in that you are showing the participants your auditory schizophrenia. So I definitely recommend using this pattern for ordinary people and expect to get bookings after. So for this, we're going to have 3 cards picked and control to the top of the deck. Now, personally, I used this control, which is a lazy man's Marlowe multiple shift. All I did was insert those cards in the upper half of the deck. And here, look at this. I'm lifting up. I just want to apologize profusely for my lack of skill in dropping a card on the table. I will lash myself 20 times because of my transgression. All you're going to do is just grab approximately half the cards, making sure that all 3 cards are still outjogged. Strip them out on this half. Then, as I grab another packet to pretend Hindu shuffle, I'm just keeping my pinky to separate both packets. That's it. You see that? My pinky is separating both packets as I continue shuffling off. So now guess what, my friends? If I cut to the break, those 3 cards are back on top of the deck. It's just a lazy man's multiple shift that I used to do. And I figured, you know what? It's actually not that bad. It just looks like you're mixing those cards in a deck. Why not use it? And it does a wonderful job at controlling those cards to the top of the deck. Look at that, boys. And of course, here I've had the aces separated or produced from the start. And these are going to be what helps me represent the auditory schizophrenia. But it's a very easy thing. All I'm going to do is, as I'm showing the aces, I'm just going to get a pinky break right there. You see that gap, boys? Separating that card from the rest of the deck. Now at this point, I'm just going to take the aces and I'm going to lift up all the cards, including that card here in the back, as I take the ace of clubs and say, look, the ace of clubs is going to tell me one of your cards. And of course, you could just point at whoever picked the card last and go, this one's going to tell me your card. And all I'm doing here is, as I bring this card up to my face so I can hear it, look at that. I get a peek. I get a glimpse as to the card here in the back. So it lets me know what the card is. That's it. That's how I'm finding out what the cards are. So I'm doing this as I'm pretending to hear the ace of clubs tell me that they picked the 5 of hearts. Now, all this time, I've gotten a break underneath this card on top of the deck. And now I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to square this card up with the deck, which is my reason for bringing this packet to the deck. I'm going to lift up all the cards, now including this new one, and bring this ace of spades to the back, which is going to justify bringing it to my ear. So now I could bring it closer to my ear and, of course, get the peek here as to the next person's card, which is the 7 of hearts. Oh, yeah. So now I could tell the other participant, my auditory schizophrenia is telling me that you picked the 7 of hearts. Of course, doing the exact same thing over here, squaring this card up, lifting all the cards, thumbing this one off in the back, and lastly now depositing the deck. As I go, this one right here tells me that you, sir, picked the 4 of spades. Of course, that's because I'm peeking it. Now at this point, I could score these cards up and drop it as I say, I know what you're thinking. What about the last ace? What does the ace of diamonds tell me? Well, the ace of diamonds tells me that you, my friend, have visual schizophrenia. You need to get checked out. I'm not the only crazy one here. Ha 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 ha. You're crazy too. Because you, my friend, hallucinated the cards being in the deck, and they're not in the deck. And of course, and now you could spread and show that those cards are nowhere here. Those cards that were picked are nowhere here in the deck. And of course, you could have this nice, wonderful visual ending where you spread the cards like this and show that all those 3 cards have now made their way to the middle of the aces. Oh yeah, what a wonderful collector's card trick. Now collectors, the card trick is what I consider to be magician masturbation, much like one of those ace routines, those ace where they go, I'm going to put the aces in a T formation and assemble them in the middle like the Avengers. That's magician masturbation, because these are tricks that magicians do for each other, mostly. They go, hey, I'm impressive. Look at what I could do. And to any other person, it's, well, not impressive, because I don't, there's, what are you doing? I don't understand. Why'd you have to take 3 cards out from those? You have, what? And then now they're there? Yeah, but why couldn't you just have the aces out? I don't understand what's going on. That's how they're thinking. So for this trick, it's usually the same thing. It falls under that category. So if you do decide to do a trick like this, make sure to give it a fun pattern, like having auditory schizophrenia, where you hear voices based on the playing cards. That's fun. That's something that's going to engage them and have them want to hang around you. Whereas if you go, here are my assistants, the aces 4, and they're going to help me with this next piece of prestidigitation. Hopefully, sir, you will indulge me in a bit of card magic. They're going to put you on the registry. But that's the trick. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys perform it. Hope you guys do it for your friends and family, right? Hope you guys do it for your friends and family. Thank you. Shout out to Penguin Magic for sending out these bad boys. These bad boys over here. Look at that. There's my Jeff McBride magic school pose right here. Look at that, boys. Talk about getting all the ladies, right? Haha, I hope your girlfriend's not watching because she's going to be my girlfriend with all these slick card moves with these jellyfish playing cards. Nautical, look at that, dude. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Usually at the tail end of the video, I have a little thing that's happened to me, right? I write them down because I've been walking around a lot recently for exercise. And I see things. You know, when you live in Miami, this is what you see. You see weird things around. You see crackheads, right? You see weird people. But I went to a wrestling show recently, and I forgive magicians for most of their transgressions. I usually shit on magicians a lot, and I say, you know, magicians are terrible people. But oh boy, have I found a worse crowd than you guys. Magicians are saints. Magicians are saviors compared to the wrestling fan. The wrestling fan is a different breed, my friend. I don't know where they come from. I don't know what woodwork they could crawl out of because they're all obese. And the ones that aren't obese have skinnier pipe arms than Cardister kids, which is absurd. But imagine adding a little bit of alcohol to this. So, you know, they add some alcohol and you're adding a combat or a simulated combat sport. So they're all testosterone up in their ways with the, it's a smell, the odor is just, you could taste the odor from the people's pits. So I'm sorry. I wanted to take this time to apologize to all the magicians that I've offended over the years by saying that you stink, saying that you smell, saying that you're, you know, never gonna get with a woman, saying that, you know, your parents disowned you because you decided to take up card tricks, saying that you're a social retard because you have no other way to engage anyone outside of the confines of a card trick. I apologize because you, my friend, are a saint compared to the wrestling fan. So take that as you would.